सुन तो सही जहां में है तेरा फसाना क्या। अमेरिका ने जून के आखिर में जंग बंदी का वादा किया, लेकिन फलस्तीन में आज भी इसराइल के हमलों में सैकड़ों मासूम निहत्थे और मजलूम कत्ल किए जा चुके हैं, जिनमें बेशुमार बच्चे और माएं भी शामिल हैं।
We think Israeli civilians and Palestinian civilians are the same. They're both human beings and their lives should be protected. They don't believe that. They think Palestinian civilians are to be murdered by the IDF under the guise of self-defense. Oh, I had to murder 17,000 children because Hamas made me do it. And I was defending myself against 3-year-olds and 5-year-olds. And by the way, that's why 100 American doctors came back from Gaza and said, wow, we saw an extraordinary number of headshots on children as young as 3 and 5. Snipers shooting children in the head because of self-defense. But to people like Constantine, Palestinian lives, Iranian lives, etc., they're nothing. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
सहाफ़ी लोग बता रहे हैं कि सेल्फ डिफेंस के नाम पर गजा में पिछले चंद हफ्तों में 17,000 बच्चों को कत्ल किया जा चुका है और इसराइल की गोलियों से रोज़ाना बेगुनाहों को निशाना बनाया जाता है और ये सिलसिला आज भी इसराइल में जारी है। जंग बंदी के आसार दिखाई नहीं देते।
Now at a point where gunning down hungry people as they desperately try to get aid is a daily occurrence. There was international shock the first time, but just like with the bombing of the first hospital, when there are no consequences for Israel, they are emboldened and they carry on. 700 Palestinians have now been slaughtered at aid sites. Baby formula is blocked. They are literally starving babies to death, and still the EU does not act.
This is what war does. This is what Israel's war on Gaza, on everything life-sustaining and life-saving, has done to children. We can't just...
Please share this video. Please share this video. Please save us. Please save our family. Please don't go. Please don't leave us alone. Now we have no food, no water, no medicine, no anything. I don't know where to go.
أشلاؤنا أسماؤنا لا مفر سقط القناع عن القناع سقط القناع।
जब भूख से बिलखते फलस्तीनी इमदाद लेने जाते हैं तो उन्हें इसराइल की गोलियों का निशाना बना दिया जाता है।
People ask you, so do you agree that Israel has a right to exist? Do you believe Israel has a right to exist? And almost what you say in that moment will determine whether you're a good person or a bad person, because and this is I just want to hit home that if you ask this question to any Palestinian, you're essentially asking this Palestinian to agree with the forced displacement of their own family.
अमन की आशा का पैगाम देने वाले अमेरिका को रोते बिलखते और सिसकते बच्चों के लिए भी इसराइल को पैगाम देना होगा कि इन मासूम बेगुनाहों को भूख और प्यास से निजात दिलाकर नई जिंदगी क्यों नहीं देते? क्या इन बच्चों को दुनिया में जीने का कोई हक नहीं?
Palestinians, including 6 children, killed yesterday while collecting water in Gaza. The Israeli military, who were responsible for the deaths, have described it as a malfunction. In fact, they've even said that they, let me get the quote quite right, the IDF regrets any harm to uninvolved civilians, it said in a statement following the killing of 6 children. So now you know. And that was queuing for water that, of course, they have to queue for because the desalination plants cannot operate as a consequence of the fuel shortages that are in place as a consequence of fuel not being allowed into the territory, which makes people dependent on collection centres where they fill up plastic containers.
इसराइल ने गजा की तमाम इमारतों को रेत का ढेर बना दिया है और बेशुमार ख़वातीन को जिंदगी से महरूम कर दिया है.
I know it's really difficult for the Israeli government and the defenders of the current IDF to hear about what they really are, to hear the truth about who they really are. They're genociders. They revel in the slaughter of innocent people, including children. They're literally shooting and killing Palestinians, including kids, as they're trying to get aid at these humanitarian aid hubs in Gaza. And then they turn around and say, oh, that's just Hamas propaganda, except investigations show that the bullets and weapons are consistent with the weapons that the IDF has. In fact, CNN did one of those investigations.
इसराइल अपनी भूख मिटाने के लिए इंसानों की तबाही पर तुला हुआ है और इंसान अपनी भूख मिटाने के लिए इमदाद की मुंतज़िर हैं.
Mazel tov to the Palestinians in Gaza. You are now eligible for asylum in France. The French courts have ruled that Palestinians are now welcome in France. And I would like to juxtapose that to the Jews in France and the emigration that is happening within the last 10 years of 50 to 60,000 Jews leaving France. That is about 13% of the Jewish population inside of France. This emigration number is exceedingly high compared to regular emigration numbers in France. But now it seems very clear why this is happening.
हजारों फ़लस्तीनियों को गजा से निकल जाने पर मजबूर कर दिया गया है और सैकड़ों लोग अपनी ज़िंदगी बचाने के लिए नक़्ल मकानी करने की तरफ माइल हो चुके हैं.
Are you calling the Minister for National Security and the Minister for Finance in Israel, are you calling them terrorists?
Of course, they are.
Bezalel Smotrich, now the Finance Minister, and Itamar Ben-Gvir, Minister of National Security. Both live in illegal settlements. Ben-Gvir has criminal convictions for racist incitement and supporting a Zionist terrorist group. He's been condemned by the US and the EU for using racist rhetoric.
I just watched a couple of videos of the aftermath of the Israeli strike that killed children who were waiting for nutritional supplements in central Gaza. They are horrific. In one of the clips, you hear kids who survived screaming at the top of their lungs. There's another shot with a couple of limp, lifeless bodies of children on the back of a donkey cart. And they're on the back of a donkey cart because donkey cart is how you transport the dead and the injured in Gaza today. Ambulances barely functioning. There's not enough fuel. Hospitals are on the very last bits of their fuel supply, which just means that more people are going to die. Patients who are reliant on machines to stay alive, to be able to breathe, are going to die. Just to give you an idea, in one hospital in Gaza, just one of them, there are roughly 100 babies who are in the NICU. Israel has crossed every single red line. It has to end. Gaza has to be allowed to live.
सुन तो सही जहां में है तेरा फसाना क्या.